Thanks for joining us once again. I'm Lynn Doyle. This is It's Your Call. Our topic this hour, talking about making this a less stressful year. If you've made a resolution to do that in this year, then we're going to see what we can do to help you make it come true. I've put my questions out on Facebook for you all, and the answers that I've been getting in the comments that I've been getting, some of them are very serious and others are kind of funny. A lot of people mentioning that exes create a lot of stress in their life. Others say their partners, and then still others mention family members. So, you know, an ex you can get rid of sometimes. The family members, not necessarily. Any suggestions on what we can do to deal with relatives?
You know, you can intend to have peace. It's that simple. And people raise their eyebrows on that, but your intentions are thoughts, and they are powerful. And if you intend to have peace, and then you come up with, think of that as your umbrella, and then think of the spokes in the umbrella as the actions that you'll take to create peace. And it might be that you'll go for a walk with your dog. It might be that you'll have an hour of meditation or 5 minutes of yoga, whatever it is. But you get to determine that. And if you're with someone who's upsetting you, that's where you can take some deep breaths, use your imagination, right? And they don't know you're breathing, and they don't know what you're doing inside. And I always teach people this. They have no idea. So you're visiting your favorite place or your grandchildren, and
Right.
they're just sort of doing this. And you can also just move out of their energy.
You know, it's interesting because the people are talking about their exes or their wives or their husbands creating stress. The other half of these comments are from people who are without a partner in their life, and they're stressful because they can't find someone to spend their life with. It seems like you're not happy with, you're not happy without.
I think the lesson is that we're all going to deal with stress. I mean, unless you're dead, you're going to experience stress. And dealing with the stressors, it's do you effectively cope with them or do you ineffectively cope with them? And I think the people that are making the goal to cope more effectively with them is to start to employ strategies that are practical in their life. So it's going to be different for everyone. So for the family gathering, for instance, maybe avoiding hot button topics, you know, the stuff that you know is going to get them, is going to get you, and it's going to be that emotional tug of war. And you try to find a topic on common ground that you both agree on and spend your time there.
Well, you know, I'm glad that you mentioned that. We don't have a whole lot of time to talk about this, but just to throw it out there very quickly, you know, there's so much negativity on television these days with, you know, the 24-hour news cycle and following the politics and people always at each other's throats and always criticizing. It almost feels like, Susan, you were talking about
it's a very negative energy. It is energy, and it comes out.
Turning off the TV? Not
that
now.
Is it.
With the exception of this show.
That's right, don't do it now. But take that deep breath and just say, I'm in control here. You're out of here.
Right.
That's it.
And
you can do that with your mind. You can do it with the television.
I
Press the button.
Even as much as I cover it and everything, sometimes when it seems like it's like Charlie Brown's teacher. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
If something major happens, you will know about it.
Exactly.
It will be talked about. You will hear it. You don't need to check the news every 2.5 minutes. And I think that's the curse of technology. It's a blessing because it offers a lot of opportunities, but it's a curse because we can become slaves to it.
Right.
And if you check your email 79 times a day and you're checking the news every minute and a half and you're texting while you're driving,
well, that's why, yes, and that's why people are texting, because when they're driving, because they feel like they can't wait 5 minutes that the person on the other end will somehow, you know, disappear or not, you know, not love them anymore if you don't respond right away. I have about 3 minutes left. I do have a very serious question that I wanted to pose to Susan very quickly, because she does deal with life-threatening illnesses, with disease, with loss, with death. And there have been a couple of comments here that I'm going to paraphrase that say, you know, dealing with family issues, dealing with money, dealing with a bad job, that's one thing. But if someone you love is sick, dying, or has passed, that really does create a very real stress. What suggestions do you have for people who are in that situation?
It's helpful to know that whatever you're feeling is normal. Instead of beating yourself up, and some people say, I feel like I'm going crazy, this can't be normal. But if you're feeling sad or tearful, if you're forgetting, if you can't focus or concentrate, that's normal. And so give yourself breaks.
Is it okay
Line up
to
a support
say,
system.
Why me? Why is this happening either to
Sure,
me
you can
or
say,
someone
why
I
me?
love?
Of course you can. You know, all of your feelings are valid. You don't beat yourself up. Everything you're thinking and feeling is valid. But have some strategies ready and just say, you know, I just need to know I'm okay. this is a person I am going to be missing. So I'm anticipating already that they may be going. So I feel sad. And when that happens, you get angry. That happens too. And sometimes you feel guilty because you don't want to be taking care or doing things involved with before somebody leaves. Or afterwards you feel guilt. But just know that's normal. And just realize that just say to yourself, I love this person. I'm doing my best. This is going to pass. But it's a process, and I need to slowly but surely take in the person, love them, and little by little say goodbye to them, and it takes time.
Okay, and of course recovery takes time as well.
2 to 3 years for many losses, most losses, except a parent of a child. That does take longer.
Yes, I would imagine that's a lifelong struggle. Susan Apollon has written a book called Touched by the Extraordinary. It's actually book 2, Healing Stories of Love, Loss, and Hope. So if you want further information, you can read that book and visit her website as well. Corey, what's the final piece of advice that you would leave so that we leave on a high note here on what we can do to take control of our lives and have a less stressful year?
Sticking with my theme of something that's easy, doesn't cost you any money, and that works, laugh. So go on YouTube, type in your favorite comedian, watch for 2 minutes. I do that when I see clients and after I teach on a long day. Type in 5 minutes, I'm laughing, I'm in a good mood, and you feel good, and it's easy to do.
And smile. Just smiling might make it less stressful. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Tell us your suggestions at lynn@lynndoyle.net. And good luck with it, guys. See you next time.